Nandito ang panawagan ng mga Duterte is actually i-save sila kasi makukulong na sila no?
You've seen it all. So ang tanong ko ngayon, Senator, should the military really be put in this position? 'Di ba? Yan ang tanong. Lagi na lang bawat administrasyon, the military is that single possible threat for a president to be ousted. Kaya nililigawan ang military.
Doon yan sa Constitution, the AFP is the protector of the people and the state. So during times na ino-oppress ang taong bayan, parang last resort yung military intervention. At nangyari na yan. We have 2 episodes in our history na pumasok. So, pero hindi yan ginagamit arbitrarily. Titignan naman natin yung sitwasyon. Meron bang oppression na nangyayari? Wala naman. So, yun yung kausa na ini-embrace mo. Kung ang presidente would start ordering the military to start shooting people everywhere, yan talaga. Parang it's a moral obligation for you to intervene aside pa dun sa constitutional mandate mo to intervene. But there is no such situation that would warrant that.
Well, in answering the question of Ms. Karen Davila, on the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for the military to intervene on a fractured BBM presidency, I would have to agree with the former Senator Antonio Trillanes that there is really no need, no? So, for a military intervention right now, dahil part of it, no? So, if you look at it, no, sabi niya nga yung EDSA 1, meron talagang oppression by the president, by the government, to the people. Meron mga political violence, etc., etc., no? So, rampant corruption, yes, there is, no? So, but in our situation right now, wala namang political oppression, no? So, na nangyayari, as well as violence, political violence, wala rin naman, no? So, corruption, well, sabi ko nga sa inyo, lahat po ng nasa power, natatempt yan. Kahit anong pang sabihin mo na hindi ako magpo-corrupt, well, of course, power corrupt, sabi nga sa internet, ano, sabi nga sa English, power corrupt, dahil it's true, no? So, pag hawak mo na po yung kapangyarihan, automatic yan, nandiyan na po yung temptation to corrupt. No? So, and I would say, sabi nga sa inyo, I have to agree. No? So, and he added, sabi niya nga
Dito ang panawagan ng mga Duterte is actually i-save sila kasi makukulong na sila no? Silang pamilya makukulong sila for the abuses that they have done in the past. Si Duterte, ICC, itong sila Pulong, yung drug smuggling nila. Kumbaga, ito na naniningil na ang lipunan dun sa mga kasalanan nila.
Well, of course, kitang-kita naman, no? Sino po ba yung inaakusahan ng corruption right now? Well, it's the BP, Sara Duterte. No? So, right now, sila lang naman talaga inaakusahan ng corruption. No? And she cannot say that she's not a part of the government right now dahil nag-resign siya. Because yung iniimbestigahan po right now are wrongdoings na ginawa niya po while she was a cabinet member, no? So sa DepEd, or while she was still in good terms with BBM, no? So hindi niya pwede sabihin, wala naman ako sa gobyerno, sila ang nagkukurap, because you're part of it, no? So yung iniimbestigahan pong confidential fund happened nung time niya sa DepEd, nung time na good terms pa sila ni BBM. No? So,
now, there were calls, I think, for a vigil and another EDSA. I saw videos of it on social media. So, if ever the attempt would be EDSA 4, right? Nag-erap tayo EDSA 3. It did not fly. But this is another one. What's your take on it, Senator?
Learning from the lessons of history, kailangan hindi ina-underestimate ito. Nung ang major mistake nung Estrada administration was they underestimated the political opposition then to launch another EDSA.
Yeah, which was EDSA 2.
EDSA 2.
Oo.
So EDSA 2, eventually, nagkaroon ng political crisis which was the only opening that they needed. Noong una yung impeachment trial, impeachment complaint, hindi pinapansin. Pero nagkaroon ng political opportunities, political crisis, then gumulong na siya, nag-snowball siya. So hindi dapat ina-underestimate anything. Dapat vigilant sa iba't ibang fronts, sa political front, sa military sector, and dito sa legal front. Kailangan nakamatsyag ang administrasyon para hindi sila malusutan kagaya nung nangyari kay President Estrada.
So you wouldn't underestimate this.
I wouldn't.
Well, the answer is clear. No? Do not underestimate. No? While minimal, sabi niya, kailangan maging vigilant pa rin ang gobyerno to address these political rallies, vigil, or whatever you may call it. Dahil baka malusutan sila, sabi niya nga. No? So, citing experiences or history of EDSA 1 and EDSA 2. So, napaka straightforward naman ang sagot niya. No? While minimal, kailangan pansinin pa rin. No? So, either way, for me, personal opinion, no? So, while meron talagang taong pumupunta right now sa EDSA Shrine, I doubt if it would succeed without the help of other groups, no? Especially yung coming from the left, no? Yung mga Bayan Bloc, Gabriela, Bayan, Kabataan Party List, all those group na masasabi nating leftists. No? So dahil sila po yung when it comes to social issues, sila for political issues, sila po talaga yung may ingay at maraming nahakot na tao. No? So, and without their support, I don't think it would succeed. And I think it is futile. So yun lang guys. No? So hopefully, sundan niyo po palagi yung mga issues na tinatalakay natin. See you on my next vlog.